We as human beings have done incredible feats. We've put a man on the moon. We've managed to connect the world globally in ways that are unprecedented. One of the things we haven't been able to do is increase the amount of land we have. And I think maybe that's one of the reasons why the land issue is so emotive. Land is also quite fundamentally linked to very strong human connotations of heritage, belonging, and the idea of home. So this is the issue that we're trying to debate today. Many agree that South Africa's main economic challenges relate to poverty, unemployment, and inequality. So it follows then that any land reform and restitution initiative that is done has to be measured against its ability to address these triple challenges. I think the link between security of property rights on the one hand and the level of economic growth and investment on the other is undeniable. The International Property Rights Index scores countries on their level of property rights, on the state of property rights within them. It covers 125 countries representing 98% of the world's GDP, and it divides countries into a number of blocks. The top 20%, second, third, and fourth quintile, and the bottom 20%. You can see over there that South Africa is in the second quintile. The 2018 results reveal some interesting findings. Firstly, there's a strong correlation between countries with a high property rights index and the GDP per capita of those countries. In fact, the GDP per capita of countries in the top 20 is 20 times higher than the GDP per capita of countries in the bottom 20. In other words, people living in countries with high property rights index are on average 20 times richer than those living in countries with a low property rights index. There's also a good correlation between a high property rights index and the level of gross capital formation or investment in fixed assets. The PRI score also shows a positive, albeit moderate, correlation with foreign investment. And this means that there's more investment in fixed assets both by domestic and foreign individuals in countries with a high property rights index. But by far the highest correlation, which I thought was interesting, between property rights index is that with the Global Entrepreneurial Development Index. This means that countries with a high PRI have citizens who have a high entrepreneurial attitudes, abilities, and aspirations. Look, the results in and of themselves are not surprising. People who live in countries that have secure property rights regimes are generally richer, they're more entrepreneurial, and they experience more investment into their countries, both from domestic and foreign sources. As advisors to many of South Africa's largest employer-based retirement schemes, we at Old Mutual Corporate Consultants regularly engage with a number of asset consultants on behalf of our clients. We've recently done a survey of 5 of the top asset consultants in the country about their views on land reform and restitution. The sample of asset managers, although small, it collectively manages about R1 trillion of retirement fund assets.